Jai Gurudev. We are in the Saint Museum. It's a branch of the big Museum of Indian Saints, which is in Germany, Springen Sri Petanilaia. And this is Sri Giridhar Dham, a smaller museum, but we also have the pieces of the relics. Almost all the relics that are actually in Sri Petanilaia are also present here. So I wanted to share a couple of stories how Swamini and myself started to collect relics when we came to India in 2014 November. Almost right away in January 2015, Guruji asked us, he asked Swamini, and she took me with, he asked her to go to Girnar with me and to collect some relics there. So we didn't know, Swamini probably knew what Girnar is. I didn't know what Girnar is. I heard it first time from Guruji that in January. And it was very tight because we also had a pilgrimage for Holi in March 2015. And we had to prepare that and a darshan as well. I think it was first big darshan. It was happening in India and in Vrindavan, maybe even the first one. And we had a lot to do, but Guruji still was insisting that we go to Girnar in February, around Shivaratri time, just a little bit before Shivaratri. So finally we went together, we went by car and we didn't know anything, we didn't know even the place where we could stay. I remember it was very, very kind of challenging and adventurous, the whole trip. So when we arrived there, what happens, we found a hotel and we realized that when we get there, the road started to close because apparently Girnar is a very famous place for Shivaratri celebration. Because it's the place where Lord Dattatreya did his tapas for 12 years, standing on one foot. So he was doing his tapas on the mountain for 12 years so that afterwards he would spread his mission. And of course, that was also part of his mission to do this sadhana for the whole world. And so this is a very famous place where all the people who follow Dattatreya and who follow Shiva also, they come there, especially around Shivaratri time. So when we ended to be there at this time, we saw many, many sadhus, not only from there, but from all over India. They come there. There were many Naga Babas, many Shaktas and Shaiva tradition sadhus. And they were very welcoming. We were walking around, meeting all of them. They all camped around Girnar. We met many saints. And then we had to, of course, go to the mountain. So mountain is itself around 8,000 steps, I believe. And we had to climb. Swamini had already at that time problem with her knees, so she was very uncomfortable with going upstairs. And me, on the very first day, very first day, there was some drama that happened. So I twisted my leg when we were in some ashram. And my leg basically doubled the size and was hurting a lot, really a lot. I couldn't really step on my foot. So what happens, Swamini writes to Guruji a message, and Guruji wants us to go on the mountain, right? So she writes him a message that, actually she twisted her leg and she can't walk. And then Guruji wrote to her, oh, poor her, let her put a bandage and go up. So I laughed at this message, and even now when I remember it, I laugh still. Because I was thinking I can't even walk at all, and now he's saying just put a bandage and basically still walk 8,000 steps up. And so we laughed and we went next morning to this mountain. We climbed the steps and I could walk. So he carried us. There were few things that were kind of miraculous for me that showed how Guruji can really literally transcend your body for the fulfillment of the task that he is giving you. And of course, I know that many devotees for sure experience it when you need to carry out some of the tasks that he gives you, organize like some big event or something. He just carries you through and you do things that you normally would not be able to do. So here was the same thing. Both of us climbed actually up and down. Swamini and myself, although she was struggling with her knees, but at that time, she actually could walk without pain. Same to me. And the other thing, which is a little bit funny to mention, but actually we were very stressed how we will be on the mountain without bathroom. So of course pilgrims go there, but there is no bathroom on the mountain. And we are slow, and we're going to ask for the relics. Like, we're not going to just go up and down. It's going to take us at least 4 hours to go up, at least 4 hours to go down, and at least maybe 4 hours in between to search for relics. So we were thinking, how are we going to do it there? And actually, we left at 4 a.m. in the morning. We came back at 10. We never needed a bathroom the whole day. And we drank a lot of water because it was very hot as well. So just that's what Guruji can do. So Dattatreya, he meditated on the top of the second mountain. Actually, there is, I think not even 2, but 3 or 4 peaks of this mountain. And the last one, the highest, is where Dattatreya meditated. So when we reached there, it's very funny, there were 3 pujaris there. 2 were sitting in the place where Dattatreya meditated. It's like a stone. And we wanted to get a piece of this stone so that we can have it for museum. And Guruji told us also get something from there, from Dattatreya. And one more thing he also said to us before, when we asked in the morning again for blessings, or the day before, he said, yes, all the blessings, and you will also meet Dattatreya, he'll come to you. Try to recognize him. So we were very freaked. And so we went, and every person that had some dogs around him, Dattatreya is depicted with 4 dogs, and with Kamandalu. So we were looking at the people that have Kamandalu and some dogs around. But we didn't recognize him. So we didn't recognize him. Guruji said in the end, yes, he did come, but you didn't recognize him. It's okay, he gave you blessings anyway. So when we reached upstairs there were 2 men sitting at the place where he meditated. And we didn't notice that there was also a 3rd pujari. He was sitting behind me when we sat. And one of them, his name was Mahesh, I remember even now. He was super critical about us. So he was criticizing us for using English instead of Sanskrit or Hindi, because he said it's like a pagan language. You shouldn't use that. Then he was criticizing for how we were taking Charanamrit and like all of the rules, how we don't know. And so he was criticizing us, and we were just sitting and waiting patiently. And we were not going anywhere. And we didn't know how to ask because he was in a very critical mood. So when finally we thought, okay, there is no chance we can really ask him for anything. We came out, and then somehow I think both of us felt like, no, we come back and we ask him for a stone. So we come back and we ask him for a stone, and the other pujari's name was Yogesh. And they both said kind of, no, we can't give anything, we're not giving you anything. And then in this moment, the 3rd one, who was sitting a little bit behind, he stood up and he came inside of the altar, and then we realized there was 3. You know how Dattatreya has 3 heads. So there were actually 3 pujaris there. And this other, or the 3rd one, he went and he took a stone from somewhere behind the altar, and he gave us this stone. So this is the piece of the stone is in here, in the box. And also in Sri Nilaya, in the museum there is a piece of the stone as well, from Dattatreya of Girnar. So of course Dattatreya belongs to the whole world, but why we say of Girnar is because he meditated in this place for 12 years. We also met few very amazing saints there on the way down, and one of them made us cry so much. It was a very simple saint, and he was a devotee of his guru. I don't even remember right now the name, unfortunately. So when we were passing by, Swamini saw him sitting, and she said, let's just walk in this ashram and see. It was a small ashram with this man sitting outside. And so we went in and we saw, and then there was a guru picture there and some deities. And then this humble man comes, and we ask him for something for the museum from his guru. And so he speaks first about his guru, and with such love and devotion he speaks about him and how he lived with him and how he now stays here in this ashram and continues the mission of his guru. And then when Swamini repeated the request, he went inside and he brought the little box with the ash of the feet of his guru. You know, when you burn the body, there is the ash from the feet that devotees collect and keep. So he gave us that, and he said, that is the most precious I have, but I know that the blessing of my guru has to spread to everybody. And what you are saying is like spreading the energy, the love, the whatever this guru carries, whatever the saints carries to so many more people. And me, I am just like one simple person here, so I want to give it to you. So we cried at this moment, I remember so much. Actually, there are always like very touching moments when the devotees part with the relic of their guru, especially if the guru passed away and they don't have much of him. But it's always like, I feel also like a spiritual test somehow for them, maybe when we come and ask, because some of them say, no, we can't give, and they just can't part with it. And some of them, I know it's like, it's so valuable, it's so precious for them, but they still do it, they still give.